out to her car in the Wegmans parking lot, and someone comes up to her with a knife, tells her to turn over the purse. She hands him her purse. He runs away. Police are called. There's no video of it, and the police find the purse in a suspect's car, and they arrest the suspect. Okay? Are people immediately looking for there to be DNA evidence? Are immediately people looking to say, well, how come you waited 2 minutes to report it? You didn't report it immediately. Why were you in Wegmans parking lot that night at that time? Okay, those are questions that would not normally be asked in a typical situation where it's an armed robbery in a parking lot. But if it's a sex offense, same scenario. Now people start to ask those questions.
All these questions.
Why were you in the parking lot at that time? What were you thinking?
Right. Why did you wear that? Why did you?
Right. I'm not sure I can believe this without DNA evidence. And we know that in the majority of cases there is not DNA evidence, but people expect that. So what people tend to do sometimes, and frequently, is have expectations and treat sex crimes differently from other kinds of crimes. And what we encourage people to do is say, don't do that. Listen to what the evidence is and treat it as if you would any other scenario.
In the case of, in Jen's case, she actually did report the name of the individual, but didn't prosecute. So I want to know, when we come back, I want to understand what the difference between what she did and what that means for that individual in just a moment. Stay with CI. We'll be right back.
Frontline provides me with information that makes me think.
First I shout at the television. You gotta be kidding!
You won't see this anywhere else.
The stories hit close to home.
Truth is a very valuable commodity.
They're uncompromising.
I want to do something. I want to take action.
It changed the way I actually live my life.
It lets me make up my mind.
I trust it.
When I watch Frontline,
it makes me angry and it makes me want to voice it.
I want to make a difference.
We can make a difference.
Frontline.
These guys are my heroes.
Connect with WCNY on your favorite social networking sites. Visit WCNY.org to see them all.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us or if you've been hearing us tonight, we've been talking about rape and sexual assault. It's not an easy topic, but there is help. And there is hope. If you need assistance right now, Vera House has counselors standing by. Here are the phone numbers: 315-422-7273 or 315-468-3260. VeraHouse.org on the web if you want to find out. If you need to talk to somebody right now, if this conversation has triggered something in your experience that you want to have, if you want to talk to somebody about it, here's an opportunity. And we'll put this number up again in just a few moments. We're joined tonight in our conversation by Jen Majeski. She's a survivor, and she's told us her story. Also joining us is Jennifer Shaw from Vera House, Matt Dorn from the DA's office, and Sergeant Jack Schmidt from the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office. And my question, Jack, simply was, if someone is watching, and in the case, I was trying to, she was in a different jurisdiction, right. So she didn't actually prosecute at the time, but she's put his name in the database, I guess, and if he's to offend again, maybe they will catch him and tie him, and then maybe you'll get justice for this crime. But there's no statute of limitations, from what I understand, right?
There is no statute of limitations on, and you'll have to correct me. The last 2 years the law changed, or
it's been about 3 years since
3 years that we changed. And then there are different statute of limitations was changed in 1996 that allowed for 5 years beyond an 18th birthday of a victim. So there, to add to what you said, there is no statute of limitations now. So if you choose not to, if a victim chooses not to prosecute on the day that the event occurs, it's not lost, it's not forgotten, it's not gone away. We can still pursue an investigation.
Makes it harder if you have kids involved, though, right? Because a lot of times the victim feels like they will then go on trial, that their history, their sexual history. I mean, one of the things that Jen told me, that even if you're a sex worker, a prostitute, whatever, even if that is your trade, you still could, and people expect you to give them sex, you still cannot be raped in that incident. And I know that sounds convoluted or crazy, but the fact is, if no means no is the point we're trying to make here. You're trying to make.
Absolutely. But along with that, every case is different, every situation is different. And I spend a lot of time, and I frequently get calls from people. I had a call the other day from a woman who was sexually assaulted about 25 years ago. And she didn't say anything to anyone for a long period of time, and that is very, very common in these kinds of situations. Yeah. And I always encourage people to make that report and to get that information, and then they can make choices. People have the person who's the victim of a sexual assault has a lot of power and has a lot of say in what happens with the case. Okay. And part of that is getting the right information to help them make a decision. And many people, after reporting it and going through a process and learning about it, may decide that they want to go ahead and get help and they want to continue their own healing process with treatment, but may not be interested in prosecution. So there's a whole range of things that can happen, but it's important for people to reach out and get some help and get that information so that they can make those informed decisions.
And Jen, as a survivor, what do you say to women who may be watching now, or even young children who are an adult and who had experience? What do you say to them? How do you get them to have the courage to go through what you did? Because it's tough for victims and survivors to come forward, given there's an opportunity for people to cross-examine and say all kinds of things. What do you say to them?
I guess I'd say take care of yourself first. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't do the prosecution portion for me at that point in time.
It's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody, right. And lately I was looking into, doing a report, something. Still haven't made up my mind yet, I don't know. But I think, I don't actually know anybody who has gone through, as a friend, gone through a trial and actually had to be on trial for having survived this, for prosecuting somebody. But I think the most important part is do what you feel is best.
Tell somebody.
Tell somebody. I mean, tell.
Is that the message here tonight?
I think it's definitely the message that healing is completely individual, as well as for when you do tell somebody, whether it's a friend, a family member, the best thing you can do is listen and offer support and believe them.
And believe it or not, we've just touched the surface here, but if you need help, call someone. They're waiting to help you right now. Your journey out of darkness will begin right now. If you can call 315-422-7273 or 468-3260. Jen Shaw, Jim Majeski, Matt Doran, and Jack Schmidt. We thank you all for helping us have this conversation tonight. Remember, you can share your thoughts or comments and feelings on our blog at centralissues.org. Log in, tell us how you feel, or you can write us at the address you see on the screen. Tomorrow on the program, how community health centers will be affected by healthcare reform and what it means for you. I'm George Kilpatrick. Thanks for watching CI.
Central Issues is made possible by our members and by the C&S companies, working toward a more sustainable world through more than 40 years of advanced engineering, planning, architecture, construction, and technology solutions. C&S companies, on the web at cscos.com.